Hello and good evening. Welcome to the show. It is Let's Talk Trek, and it is a busy one tonight. How are you doing? So tonight, you may notice it's myself, Dan from Trekking Sky, Sir Richard, who's already been sampling cocktails, and James from...
Hello, everyone.
Dear God. Right, okay. It's going to be one of them days. Yeah.
Good evening, Dan. How are you?
Evening, James. I'm good, mate. Good. Right. There is so much to talk about this week. I thought we would just plow straight in, if that's okay. So,
do we have to talk about Carry On Matron? Because I could talk about that for about an hour.
Well, let's do some notes. Ben Dobson's on board from Liverpool. Hello, Ben.
Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Liverpool is the reason that Richard is in the state he's in.
Do.
Val's on board.
Hey, Val.
Hi, Val.
Gary. What ho, Gary?
Megan.
Hey, Meg.
Everyone's in tonight.
Christoph's in.
Oh, Christoph. Do love
Shari's
you.
in.
Oh, someone who's at Mission from Star Trek Chicago.
G'day, mate.
Where was our invite?
Okay, so this week you may have noticed it has been probably one of the most busiest weeks in Star Trek I can remember for a long time.
It's been so busy.
A lot has gone on. So let's start with, and I've got these in order. There has been so many announcements this week about so many things. I'm going to do the ones that we're most excited for first of all. So if you don't want to know
I know which one you're going to say.
If you don't know what's going on, want to know what's going on in Star Trek in the next 6 months, turn off the show now. Otherwise, strap in.
I mean, just if you are one of those people, why are you watching a Star Trek chat show?
Absolutely. Right, let's begin. Are you ready?
Yeah, roll.
I am not a man who needs a legacy.
I think back on those days on the Enterprise and all the danger we rushed into.
Those were the days.
Evolution is not an act of preservation. It's addition.
It is clear sacrifice is required again.
Jean-Luc, when the galaxy comes calling, you love it.
Aren't we a little overdue for a good old-fashioned road trip?
I promise you will not be alone.
Ready?
As ever.
So this is the news that the more or less a full TNG cast is coming back for Picard season 3.
Wait, where is Diane Muldaur?
And where is Natasha Yar?
Like I said, nearly a full TNG cast.
Phil Wheaton.
Cool hit.
I mean, let's be honest. This doesn't give you a semi. I mean, this is just like, this is what we want to see. So the discussion is who you're most excited to see. For me personally, it has to be LeVar Burton, but everyone else, who are you most excited to see?
Oh, Frakes, always Frakes. Even though we've seen him already.
We've seen him already, so that your argument is countermanded.
All right, hang on. But look, here's my review.
Excellent.
Sustained.
Yeah, so this is the news that Picard season 3. I have one, and it's only one little fan gripe about this. Now, if you haven't watched Picard season 2 yet, we're going to give away some spoilers. The last episode before this week's one that's just been on,
quickly, Nadim, I don't think they'll be reenacting that exercise program. I hope they do, but they won't.
The whole point behind the last episode and this episode of Picard was: is Picard dead? Has he been killed in an accident? Is he going to recover? And then they dropped this in between the "has he died" episode, which blatantly gives away that no, he hasn't.
Well, to be fair, Dan, I think the only show where the main lead wasn't in it throughout the entire run would be like something like Blake 7, where there were only 6 of them and no Blake at the end, or possibly even 5. Or I suppose Taggart.
Yes.
Well,
they're exceptions.
I think you're not going to suspect that Picard is dead. I think perhaps you might speculate that Picard's homunculus golem body expires and Q grants him a new real human one. That would make a bit more sense. We'll see.
Okay, so let's move on from the fact that this is happening, which there's so much to get through in the hour, so I'm going to skip through.
Okay, well, that's the top news. That's the best news.
That's the best news. Next up, Strange New Worlds.
Yes. These are the new field equipment that we've seen pictures of. So we've got a sort of fusion between the Discovery phaser there and the TOS Classic phaser, which, for my money, remains the archetypal best ever ray gun ever invented. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
It's very nice.
Absolutely. It is a lovely, lovely piece of kit.
How many rogue aliens have you dispatched with that, James? Was it 200?
I mainly use this on people I know. It only goes.
I heard that you dispatched 240 rogue aliens, but the actual figure was 242 because the last 2 you accidentally backed over with your car.
Luckily, they turned out to be rogue aliens.
Graham says that Picard is going to be excellent. He's loving Picard so far. We know season 3 is being made, which we do. And Megan says maybe
it has been made. They wrapped it in March.
Maybe they could kill Picard off and use flashbacks.
No, you mustn't kill him off. How dare you? No death, no resurrection.
Well, so this is the phaser. Also coming out of Chicago this weekend.
Yes, the tricorder. Yes,
the new tricorder.
Have I got one of those? Yes, I've got. Look. This is too many things stuck together. That's obviously what it's going to revolve into. So it's an halfway house.
To date, the most incredible tricorder I have ever seen is the one that Andrew Cooper showed us at the last Star Trek convention, that he manufactured himself with a Raspberry Pi and spontaneously caught fire and nearly burnt down his domicile and left him with a nasty scar on his leg. But that was an amazing tricorder replica that imploded. It showed and imploded original series episodes on it, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I like this. I think this is very sympathetic design. So, ditto the communicator, which ultimately will become that.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see where it's that whole. Imagine the brief behind it is you need it to sort of fit in between what we know and be a slightly earlier version, but be very close to it, because canonically, timeline-wise, it's very, very, very close to what we sort of know from TOS. So.
Well, it's kind of like the iPhone 3 is the iPhone. What are we on now, Dan? You work with phones?
13.
Yeah, like sort of that sort of gap.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously with the fact that Strange New Worlds is coming out, it has been such a big focus through Chicago this week. I've been seeing so many posts about it. Did you see the one where they released the first names of Spock and Dr. Mbenga?
Yes. Now, both of those, Dan, have appeared in tie-in novels in the past. So Spock's first name was actually first published in, I think, 1985.
I don't know what Spock's first name is, but can I guess at it being Mr.?
Now, CBS have released a statement that says, at Star Trek Mission Chicago, we inadvertently displayed posters with Spock and Mbenga's names that were incorrect. Sometimes when you work at warp speed, mistakes are made. While Spock and Mbenga do indeed have first names, they are yet to be revealed. That is the official quote from CBS. So,
so what's Spock's
that's
first
interesting.
name?
So they've gone back on the novels. They've uncanonized them.
Yeah, but what is his first name? What's Spock's first name?
I'm not sure that it isn't Spock, and that the other bit is his family name.
Yeah, but what is it? What's the name that's not?
Oh, it's Shkading-Tagai.
Oh, that's not as good
Whereas
as
Mbenga's first name is first revealed in a David Mack novel, published, I believe, in 2005, one of the Vanguard ones.
But yeah, CBS are very, very adamant to get that out there, that these names are not the actual ones. They're placeholders that were put out there. So,
Safety tip, by the way, everyone, if you are working at warp speed, there is no time to make mistakes. If you've made mistakes, it's too late.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, right. So, like we say, lots going on with Strange New Worlds, and we can't really have this discussion about Strange New Worlds without playing that trailer again. Now,
only 1 month to go, Dan. I'm so excited. We have to have a watch along, don't we?
Before we get sued by CBS for all of the trailers we're about to play.
What, promoting their show?
Star Trek is not endorsed, sponsored, or affiliated with the CBS studio thing. The Paramount Pictures Core Wars Star Trek franchise. And Star Trek and its various marks and trademarks of CBS Studios Inc.
Oh, hang on. Incoming call. Hello, CBS? Yes. Well, you can try and take us to court, but I'll see you there.
Wow. That's not a banana.
Casey says, I think they accidentally revealed the first names and now scrambling to think of new ones. Christoph says he's looking forward to TNG getting an appropriate goodbye after all this. So, James, please utter the words.
Oh, just
roll BT.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. This is your captain? Our mission. To chart the stars. Push the boundaries of what is known. And what is possible.
I'm standing on the surface of a comet.
I love this job.
These people, this crew, I believe we can do anything.
You wanted to seek out new life. Go where the aliens are.
Your presence is blasphemy.
Let's talk about this. Find some
I think that went well. Perhaps we should kiss.
That seems logical.
Maybe we don't touch anything else. Just a suggestion.
The whole future hangs in the balance.
No one can know the future. One can only follow one's instincts.
You're the best of Starfleet.
Our ability to work together, that's our greatest strength.
Let's show them what you got.
I mean, for me, at the first glance, it really doesn't feel like they've woked all the story out of it, like they've been a Discovery. It feels like they've made a Star Trek, like J.J. Abrams. And I mean that as a compliment. It feels like a J.J. Abrams line they've gone down. It looks fantastic.
Absolutely.
No, I disagree. It doesn't look like J.J. Abrams, and for that reason, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Would you prefer it look like Discovery, James?
No, I'd prefer it look like classic Trek, and it does.
I just think it looks whatever we want to take it. I think it looks fantastic. I really do. I'm very excited. I'm not as excited as I thought I was for Picard, but yeah, it looks amazing.
Now, talking of excitement, which one are you more excited for? That one or the new TNG reunion on Picard season 3?
Oh, TNG reunion. Sorry, it has to be. Grew up with TNG, seeing them all together again. Can't beat it.
Well, we don't know anything about it yet, other than the cast are going to be reunited. So I have to say, personally, I'm more excited for Strange New Worlds.
I don't even care if the cast get reunited for a 10-second flashback. I just want to see them all on screen together, if I'm honest.
I'm with Dan.
Yeah, but all on screen together, minus Denise Crosby, minus Will Wheaton. You know,
Well, Denise Crosby's character is dead, and Will Wheaton's on a different plane of existence.
Both equally important characters.
Well, how is Tasha Yar equally important? She was only in, about 10
Just
episodes?
because they're dead doesn't mean they're not important.
I mean, there are several extras who were in more episodes than Tasha Yar.
Yeah. And?
I mean, Barclay was probably in more episodes than Tasha Yar, wasn't he?
Nadim says, oh no, the return of a white male captain who gets all the girls. But I hope not. Trust me, Nadim, I'm sure Spock will.
I'd like to mention Pike's hair there. It was a little bit something about Mary, wasn't it?
Casey says, I hope the brief bits of comedic timing are indicative that they will keep that sort of small, silly inserts vibe.
I also hope to see lots of brief bits.
I mean, TOS was littered with little witticisms and funny asides, wasn't it? It was, it pitched itself as a sort of comedy drama in some ways.
Well, that's how it established the serious stuff. That's how it made the serious stuff serious. That's what Star Trek did so well. So yeah, let's hope it does it in the same manner.
Now, my question for you guys is, moving off from Strange New Worlds, because we are got a lot to get through. Do you have, or are you aware of what one of these is?
Oh, that's a controller for people who have too much free time.
That's a PlayStation 5 controller.
It's a PlayStation 4 controller, but yeah.
Well, we've got a less advanced one.
Yeah. And it's a third-party PlayStation 4 controller because
it has the touchpad is the important thing.
It does. Anyway, what it's for is not important. What is important is they have announced a new Star Trek game. Prodigy Supernova is coming.
I just finished watching the season finale of Prodigy just 4 days ago, and I really enjoyed it. The series as a whole and the finale, I would encourage everyone to watch Star Trek Prodigy. I really did enjoy it. It's great.
Did they have a hiatus, Richard? Because I seem to remember they came to a stop and I'd only seen about eight episodes, something like that.
I'm not certain, and if I'm honest with you, I wouldn't class this, strictly speaking, as Star Trek. But it was a very enjoyable show to watch, and it's it's the only Star Trek show that my kids kind of nagged me and said, "Can we watch this?" So if you're looking
Janeway in it, how do you say it's not Star Trek?
Because it felt more like a Star Wars animated series than a.
I see.
But my kids liked it, and it seems like it might be their gateway drug into Star Trek. So, but regardless of that, even I did actually quite enjoy it. So, illegally, Graham.
Graham, it is going to be coming to a streaming service in the UK soon. It's just not yet.
Like Richard and I, you can fly to the United States and watch it legally.
Let's have a look.
International waters.
Shari says, sad that they're going to do a TNG union on Picard and Data's dead. It's a good point, actually.
Well, could be Lore, could be B4, could be an as yet undiscovered android.
He's not really dead, is he?
Another Dr. Sung, a hologram.
Mike says the most important person in Star Trek is Miles, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he appeared in more TNG episodes than Yar.
He was Irish, though.
So let's
What's wrong with that?
Prodigy was good, but we're only halfway
Carefully.
through. And then Christopher says, in some countries, Prodigy is soon on Nick. But good point, yeah. Right, so yes, this is the news that Star Trek Prodigy Supernova is coming out, and it's on a range of consoles. PC, Xbox, PS, and Nintendo are all getting releases on this one. More information is going to be coming soon later on in the year for this, but we are excited to play this one. Yeah, we'll see what rating and stuff like that.
I'll be playing it.
Now, this brought me on to, in a roundabout manner, last week, Richard wanted to talk about Star Trek Resurgence.
I did.
So, Richard, I found a trailer for it. Would you like to talk about the film, talk about it first, or would you like to see the trailer and then have a discussion?
Can I see the trailer first, please, Dan?
Of course you can.
I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday. We need to learn everything we can.
You're not gonna die. Not if I have anything to say about it.
This can't be right.
Time to impact 1 minute. Jara, I need you to do the right thing.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
So I'll say this straight away. I don't mean this as an insult to it, but it looks a bit crap, and I mean that in a great way, because it looks a bit clunky and a bit kind of pointy clicky, and Evo 3 and Voyager Elite Force kind of, games have moved on. These are 20 years ago. The fact that this game is set 2 years after Nemesis, I think, kind of excuses for the fact it looks a bit crap. But it's not meant to be this visual effects extravaganza. They're going for a game that plays like a Star Trek game. I love Star Trek Online, as fans of the show will know. I'm a Rear Admiral on Star Trek Online. I play it a lot, and I enjoy it. But it's not like Star Trek Online or anything like that. This looks like this might be a proper Star Trek game that we've been waiting for. I'm really excited to play it. So that's my.
Now, I don't know much about computer games, but I liked when it went obey orders or disobey.
Yes.
That seemed a bit binary.
Yes, but that's specifically designed for people with your type of internet connection, James.
Or people like me who don't have time to play games.
Yes. So yes, this is out this spring to summer, and it's going to be out soon. As always, we should be getting a couple of review copies to have a look at, so we'll let you know what that works out at. Dear review companies, I'm on PlayStation 4, so if you can.
I have an Atari.
James's Spectrum ZX48K may require some special attention to make this game run, but I've never failed to make anything run yet on James's computer, so
I can't wait.
You can see the evidence is in the background right now, so we'll
can't wait for the small truck of audio cassettes to arrive outside James's house, ready to be uploaded.
Oh God, I remember that. Waiting 20 minutes for a very poor game to load, and after 20 minutes it would go, load error.
Oh, how dare you? Chucky Egg was not a poor game. It was fucking nuts.
So,
and Jetpack.
Like I say, it's been a
busy skiing.
It's a busy old week, and we're not even through half of the announcements yet. So let's move on to our next.
Let's crack on, Dan. Come on.
Absolutely.
Horace versus the Spiders.
Here we go. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, yes. Yes, I like this. It's very cinematic, this trailer. Are we playing the trailer, Dan?
Which trailer, James? Yes.
Oh, I was only aware of one.
Let's play the trailer.
Roll VT.
Captain Freeman, you're under arrest for the destruction of Pac-led planet.
Hey, let her go!
That is for a tribunal to decide.
You don't get it. She's your captain, but she's my mom. I have to do something before it's too late.
It would be illogical not to.
I don't care what trouble I get in. Same.
I want the trouble. Give me the trouble.
All right, let's save the day lower deck style.
But we're grounded. Plus, we don't even know where the Cerritos is.
I know where the Cerritos is.
This is for the captain.
Woo! We're doing it! We're...
Are you stealing the Cerritos?
Whoa, these graphics are mind-blowing!
I mean, if you're going to steal a ship, why do you always have to steal the one you've used or one that's in dry dock? Why not steal one that's working?
I love the little throwback to the number 3 in the background of this image as well that they've released.
Yeah.
Apparently, we bored Richard to the point where he's just not on the show anymore.
Never mind, we'll carry on.
Okay.
Lower Decks, I have enjoyed numerous episodes of season 2.
Good.
Dan, do we have the pictures from Mission Chicago of the Lower Decks cast?
We don't. I didn't have time to grab all of them, unfortunately. So,
all right. Well, so the long and the short of that is that they turned up, bearing in mind they're voice actors and they don't normally wear costumes. They were turned up in full costume. And I thought that was absolutely wonderful. And the chap who plays Boimler had this big sort of purple hairdo.
May I just point out at this venture that for all the lovely people that are watching this show, if you could hit the please like, love, or blowjob face emoji, we would sincerely appreciate it as it boosts our whatever it is. But hit the love, like, smiley face emojis, please. It would really help us out.
Thank you.
Thank you. All you people who just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too.
Oh, Shari's been there, of course. Shari's been there.
Well, Shari, send her the link. Get her in. Get her on. Oh, no, we haven't got time.
Shari, could you please come on the show and talk about it? Yes.
Shari, could you come on to the show next week? Because I know Mission Chicago is still up and running. And maybe give us a bit of a breakdown of what it was like. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, share lots of photos, lots of videos.
Season 2 says Graham of Lower Decks was excellent, hilarious, plus numerous nods to prove. Of course, there was. There was so many little callbacks. Yeah, amazing. Right, so we're going to do it. Let's press the button. Find the thing. Press this one. It's that time. It's talk about this week's Picard. Oh, yes.
Where to begin?
I'll begin with talking about finally explaining the opening sequence of Enterprise with the Enterprise suborbital shuttle. It's a beautiful ship, and it needs some explanation. It's never been canon apart from it just appeared, and now it's been officially written in some dialogue, and we've had we've had Rene Picard talk about it, and that was a
Rene.
Oh, my digitica. But it's been to finally, because it's a wonderful, in the open sequence of Enterprise, I've always seen that and thought, yeah, that looks great, and it's never been explained, and now it's been explained, and it looks great, and they've tied that off nicely. I enjoyed that very much about this week's episode of Picard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna be the person in the room to be a bit of a downer on this. It felt a little bit fillery this week, if I'm honest.
Well, if you didn't like it, that's up to you.
I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I'm gonna give this my lowest score of the season, which is 10 out of 10. And the only reason I'm gonna give it a very poor 10 out of 10 is the fact that Alison Pill has a good voice. But do you know who has an amazing voice? Jerry Ryan. the writers got this episode wrong. When they've got someone in the show that can sing as well as Jerry Ryan, and they give a musical number to Alison Pill, who, don't get me wrong, is not bad, but she's only good. Whereas Jerry Ryan is just outstanding. They missed a trick there. Sorry, they slipped up.
So there was two possible things that would have been really nice to see. As somebody that, for those who don't know, I work as a DJ, and I'm quite musically minded. I was expecting, when Jurati came on to sing, I was expecting Blue Skies, because that's sort of been a sort of Picard-esque sort of.
Too obvious, Dan. Too obvious. We had a lot of Blue Skies last season.
And also, when the jazz band were playing, I wanted them to do Songbird in the background, which is the one where Riker could never get the solo correct, if you remember from the episode.
Oh, we could have had a cameo from Minuet, couldn't we?
Well, no. I'm thinking more of the one. It's the episode where they find Thomas Riker on the planet from the transporter accident. At the beginning, Riker's in the bar, and Troy requests it because he's never been able to get the solo right. It would be nice to see somebody getting the solo correct on that one. I thought it would have been nice, funny tie-in. Right, so should we roll some slides from this week's episode and have a...
Yes, let's.
Wow.
I mean, whatever you want to say about her singing, which was good, the dress was better.
The Borg Queen.
Can we talk about the wallpaper?
No, Alison Pill's red dress.
Right, Richard, before we get into a restraining order, and nothing would like to think to Alison Pill again. The Borg Queen wandering around inside Jurati's head.
I'd like to be inside Jurati, her head.
This evening's Let's Talk Trek carries a PG rating. Yes, the Borg Queen, so insidious and played so well by now is her name Annie Wershing?
Correct.
Yes, I can't agree more, James. I think she is, for me, the best Borg Queen that's ever. I think she's the best that's played it. I was very dubious when they announced yet another Borg Queen, but she's been freaking amazing. I think she's the best I've seen on screen.
It's interesting there because in this slide we are potentially, if our theories are correct, actually seeing two Borg Queens.
We're seeing two things in there that it's that's this one.
Okay. So yes, this is the Borg Queen inside Jurati's head. And it was
it's kind of like having a little devil on her shoulder, isn't it?
Yeah, and the fact that we learn later on that the Borg Queen has the control to make Jurati kiss Rios and stuff like that.
My tiki tika.
We also see a tense encounter between Adam Sung and Picard. He doesn't know who he is. He just knows he's been told by Q to stop him from getting to Renee.
You'll notice he's wearing an outfit entirely reminiscent of Picard's dinner jacket in First Contact.
That's a bit... without being too negative about it, I didn't like Brent Spiner's performance in this episode. I liked him in the previous one, but you didn't know where he was going. His character felt very much directionless. Like, well, has he got a job to do or hasn't he? No. You know, it felt very much out to the wind. There wasn't a lot of definition as to what his role was in that evening. I think it should have been a bit better defined.
Did you ever watch the TV show Gotham?
No.
Briefly.
There was a scene in it where the young Bruce Wayne goes to a nightclub and a bully of some description turns around and Bruce Wayne walks up to the front and escorts all his friends in, and the bully walks in to go in and Bruce goes, "Oh, not him." And the guy goes, "Why not?" He's like, "He's just bought the club." it's essentially this scene is mirrored in this one, which is Anderson gets himself onto the board and starts a security operation to try and get rid of Picard and co.
Also, have you spotted his mistake here?
Which is?
He's wearing a white dinner jacket and he's not in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, he's wearing a white dinner jacket. It's not in the Southern Hemisphere. That's just critical. Yeah.
Graham says, a bit too much hello type thoughts about the red dress.
'Tis I, Leclerc.
Oh, my girl.
So let's move on.
Well, let's move on to Cherie Nichols' comment. That's not a banana. It's an eggplant.
That means something else, doesn't it?
It does, completely. A new level of pain.
We call them an aubergine.
Moving on. Laris, but not Laris.
I have to say that the actress that's playing Laris, not Laris, is fast becoming my number one Star Trek hottie.
Paula Brady is a very good actress. You notice her accent slipped a bit this week. So Laris, she's entirely Irish, which makes sense because she's Romulan. But as whatever her character is here, she starts with a sort of Pacific accent and then slips back into Irish halfway through.
But in this dress tonight, I have fallen in love with her, and that's what counts.
Now, this is where they're discussing how the Watcher, Laris, whatever we're going to call her, has been watching Rene Picard for 24 years at this point?
I've been watching one of the Trekkie girls now for 3 years, and that's become a bit awkward. But
it's a good job they don't watch this show. Oh, hold on. Yes, they do.
But she's been watching, she's been watching.
Let's test it. We're going to put this out. Holding up. There we go.
We're going to put this out. We are very good friends with the Trekkie girls, and we talk to them almost daily. We're in a big group chat. So a big hello to Sam, Carol, Sarah, and Vicky, and a big hello to you guys.
Yeah, she's been watching Rene Picard now for 20 years, and she's not been bold enough to even write a song. There we go.
Do you know what? I've got to tell you this. This is an aside. I've just finished a book called The Eugenics Wars, The Rise and Fall of Khan Noonien Singh on my Kindle. And the reason I mention it is because Gary Seven is in it. Gary Seven is, of course, the character who is the same sort of organization that
that's who the
Paula Brady's character is in.
Based on, yeah.
And I got to the end of the book, only to be told, now read on to book 2 of the trilogy. So I went, there's more of it. Brilliant, fantastic. Went on to the Kindle store to find it's not available.
No, there's no, yeah. So read on 2, and then don't read it because it's not published.
Well, it has been published, but it's not available on Kindle. So I can't read the end of the story.
Oh, no, you'll have to buy physical print.
Buy the book.
So I've got to go and find an actual physical book.
Oh, here's a hint. Go to a bookstore.
Do you remember when Amazon used to be the world's biggest online bookstore? You could use that, for instance.
Well, it's Amazon.
No, but he can't find it on Amazon. This is the problem. He wants to go to a bookstore or a cafe bookstore.
All right, well, let's move on. That's anecdote has run its course.
I'd like to look at her in that dress a bit longer.
Moving on.
Okay.
Next slide, please. Now this
was my favourite.
Patrick Stewart proper acting.
This is my favourite. May I go first? Is that okay, guys?
Yes, of course. Sorry, Richard.
This is my favourite bit of the entire episode because I'm a frequent. I don't like when Discovery does all the touchy-feely shit and just hug each other to solve a problem, and it gets on my wick. But you can do it when you've got an actor and a character as strong as Jean-Luc Picard and Patrick Stewart playing it. So they swooped in Patrick Stewart and Jean-Luc Picard to save the day by just having a really good pep talk with his ancestor to resolve the problem. And by God, was it done so well. I just thoroughly enjoyed every second of this scene. And it felt shoed in. It really did. But I just enjoyed it so much, it didn't matter. it was everything that Discovery isn't, because it was well done. I thought it was marvelous.
So yeah, this is my funniest. The bit that made me laugh a little bit was when she turned around and said, "Aren't you old for a security guard?"
I've had that.
Do you want to get rescued or not?
Oh, bless.
But this was proper Patrick Stewart exuding authority and calm, wasn't it?
It was just him delivering what he delivered for 7 seasons of TNG so much. It was just wonderfully written, wonderfully delivered. It was just amazing, off the chart on every scale. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's an Insurrection. The character who he's having a sort of semi-relationship with says, "I wonder if you are aware of the trust you engender." So unusual in one so young.
Someone's that sums it up. That really is. That's I've forgotten the actress's name now, but she was the one in Spider-Man as well. She's a wonderful actress, and she just summed it up. Just from speaking, because he speaks to your soul when he talks to you. The dialogue and the actor, they're hand in hand.
So Patrick Stewart has done several of this type of scene before in Star Trek, where he's been the reassuring voice for somebody. My mind immediately went back to when Lily has the phaser on him in First Contact, and he sort of talks her down. Very that sort of to the point, but very, very calming how he does it.
That's it. That you hit the nail on the head. Then it's to the point.
Yeah,
he's to the point. He doesn't dance around it. He does do it to the point. He does it so well. Just incredible.
Yeah. So let's have a quick look in the comments. Vicky's sneaking in. Hello, Vicky. Christoph's in. He says that each part of that is in a different ebook shop, James. So you just have to download multiple ebook readers.
Does that mean I have to buy a different device to be able to read this book?
Well, if you have an Apple or an Android device, you can download the apps for each ebook reader as well.
I just want to read the book. Why is there have to be a technical solution?
James, just let me know which book you would like, and I will resolve it for you.
Right, moving on.
Thank you, IT.
Next slide. Yes, Picard obviously settles down Renee and then escorts her.
Renee!
Gentlemen, speaking to you, is there nothing better than when you stick out your arm to a beautiful woman and she hooks her arm around and you escort her somewhere? Isn't that always wonderful?
I've never had a beautiful woman do that to me.
You need to wear dinner jackets more often.
I tell a lie. I've escorted both Chase Masterson and Miriam Curtis in that fashion.
I didn't get a slide of it, but it was shortly after this that Adam Sung mows down Picard in his. Did you notice it was a Tesla?
I noted it was a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because that's
the
evil vehicle of choice.
It is. I was thinking, if you've got to mow somebody down, that's the car to do it in, because it's stealthily quiet.
I mean, the thing is, if it had been Discovery, they probably would have mowed them down in a Sedgeway. But as they...
Yeah. A Tesla, if you're doing a hit and a run, it's the car to do it in, because it's deadly quiet.
So, Tesla, just if you are listening, we are in the market for any models you want to give to us to review.
Absolutely.
And we'll see how deadly they are.
Yes, I think we scored for a Let's Talk Trek Model X review Tesla.
I will mow James down in as many Model Teslas as you'd like, and we'll see which ones he gets up from. And we'll take pictures of him, me mowing him down.
We'll take the Tesla.
Have you ever seen Randall and Hopkirk Deceased, where he gets run down at the beginning and he goes like...
Bob Mortimer, yeah, marvellous.
I think we should ask Tesla for a review Tesla, and we'll take it to the Botany Bay, and then we'll see if it can self-navigate.
Oh no,
Botany Bay!
Oh no, Botany Bay! Oh no.
Let's talk about Corey,
I think it is. K-O-R-E, or is it Koji, or is that
now discovering that her father has been... I didn't quite grasp this. I mean, I understood what they were trying to do. He is a disgraced scientist in the eyes of the science world, but he has lots of money. but he's well enough to get himself onto the board of the Europa mission. So you can't be that disgraced. You know what I mean?
Well, you can be independently wealthy.
Yeah, but if you're disgraced and toxic, then something like a space mission is not going to take you onto their board, no matter how much money.
Well, I don't know if they need the money. They might.
Yeah, this isn't Elon Musk buying into Twitter or anything like that. You know,
Well, Twitter's hardly important, is it? I mean, it's not like going out and exploring the final frontier. They just publish what people are thinking about in, 60 characters or fewer.
I think Brent Spiner's character has very much been based on Elon Musk in this series, actually.
So this is where we find that she finds that she's some sort of experiment, I think is the correct way to put it, and that there has been numerous attempts beforehand, all with varying degrees of success. Yeah.
But what sort of experiment is she? Is she like Ripley in Alien 3, where she finds lots of other Ripleys in a lab?
We only have 3 hours left of this season. And there's a lot of things to sort of wrap up and do.
Oh, and then only probably 10 episodes of season 3, and that's it.
Yeah, there's 10 episodes in season 3. So yeah, this is the side that she found out what she doesn't know what she is. So that's the end of the slides. Now, at this point, we will play a video, which is the teaser trailer for this week's Coming Up Picard, okay? So this is what's coming up this week.
Once upon a time, there was a queen. She could feel danger in her bones. That's what happens when you live in a world where monsters are real.
This should allow me into his mind.
You sure that'll work?
Not in the slightest.
How long before she's strong enough to assimilate others?
We're supposed to save the future, but we might have just doomed it.
Wow.
Yes. Look at that.
Wow, yeah. It's certainly lends its way into where Jurati may be the queen.
It's going to be too obvious. It won't be Jurati.
I wonder if they'll have to let her get assimilated for her to be able to control the ship to take them back in time, take them forward in time.
Well, we know that the Borg Queen is effectively dead, don't we? But we have seen that she injected Jurati with nanoprobes. I mean, that's the one thing that's the most dangerous. I always thought about the Borgs. I'm sure that they wouldn't actually have to inject you with nanoprobes. They could just throw them in your general direction. That would do.
Yes, but it wouldn't be as tense, would it? What looks more is a tubule through the neck, or the nanoprobe catapult.
Well, no, I mean, if you imagine these things are tiny robots that could just be floating around like germs, they could infect you just as easily, couldn't they?
I mean, if I was a Borg king, I would want to inject my nanoprobes by teabagging people.
Oh, God, no!
Wow. Once again, Let's Talk Trek is not endorsed, sponsored, or affiliated with CBS Studios Incorporated, Paramount Pictures Corp, or the Star Trek franchise as a whole. Star Trek, a registered trademark, and its various marks are all property of CBS Studios Incorporated.
Could you think
of any comments made by us are not endorsed by or
yeah.
accepted by CBS?
I mean, if there's a more entertaining way, I'm open to hear it. But
I know what it is. Are you ready? Custard pie.
Oh, pie to the face. Pie to, put a load of nanoprobes in a custard pie and then just
no, it's the Phantom Flan Flinger.
Yeah, Phantom Flan Flinger. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
Anyway, so boys, that is more or less all we've got to talk about. We've done our hour.
No, we've got so much more to talk about.
Have we not got the wish clip that I've had lined up for about a month?
No. So we've already played like 5 video clips today, so we'll get back to wish clips next week.
I forgot what it was.
It's fine. So yes, that is it for this week. We're going to let everyone go because people are still at Mission Chicago, so let them get on with that.
Well, have
so
fun.
those of you who are there, let's have some
Who's
people
at Mission
contact us to come on next week and tell us all about it.
Christoph says, "Will we get a cliffhanger?" Oh.
Have you seen Cliffhanger? It's right good. Oh, we haven't done this week in Not Trek. What have you been watching? Seriously, guys, you got to watch Kenneth Branagh's Death on the Nile. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what I watched.
Wow.
I watched the final 2 episodes of Holby City, and I am furious the BBC has cancelled it because the present Mrs. Dillon and I love Holby City.
Have you considered writing a very strongly worded email?
I think I would put it on paper and send it as a letter. I'm that angry.
But one of your legal secretaries to write it up for you.
Yeah, well, they're good at that sort of thing when I write very angry letters.
But honestly, guys, if you've got no Trek to watch this week, watch Kenneth Branagh's Death on the Nile. I was blown the fuck away. It was amazing. It was so good.
This week I rewatched Gambit Part 1 and 2.
TNG episodes.
Oh, that's a fine rewatch. That is. That's a very fine rewatch with friend of the show Caroline Seymour, I believe. And
I watched it and I was like, okay. I still have the overwhelming question of why was Picard? Why was no one even that surprised when they saw him? Oh no, look, he's still alive, but no one mentioned his name. Yeah. Big glaring plot holes in that episode.
Amazing episode. Really enjoyed that.
Let's have a look. More comments are coming in. Vicky says Death on the Nile is amazing.
It was amazeballs. I mean, I've had worse cocktails. A man with a flan.
Katie, remind me, are you in the States?
Must be.
The United States of North America. Because I propose that at conventions from now on, people should dress as Borgs trying to assimilate people with custard pies. That would just be hilarious.
I mean, I've heard that there's been several Star Trek swingers parties that have been happening here, and they're called Borgies.
What is no Trek to watch? Exactly, Alan. There's so much Trek to watch at the moment. Yeah, amazing.
Do you remember the period between 2005 and 2017 when we had nothing, well, apart from some films?
Oh yeah, but Into Darkness was great. It was brilliant. I mean, Benedict
Did you watch the same version I watched?
I did. It's just such a shame that you're wrong about it because it really is such a great film. It's an amazing film. Into Darkness is I mean, I will go out here now and say that the worst Star Trek film ever made was Star Trek Beyond. But Into Darkness was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
Right. I thought it might be nice while Richard's in this sort of happy, pleasant mood to resurrect an old feature very quickly.
Which one? We've got so many in the archive.
Christoph says, by the way, the mission is going to be moved next year. It's going to be Seattle, and they're going to roam it around.
Or we could go and visit Fraser's apartment.
Katie's in California, eh?
Hey.
David's on, just in from work. I'll do catch up. I watched The Rock 3 years ago. I was on stage. There you go.
I watched The Rock 3 years ago. What? Am I understanding that? Are you watching The Rock as in the film with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery?
There's green smoke. Is that green or orange?
And Michael Biehn.
Blast the plastic!
Let's see if I still have the sting for this old feature. I don't think we have. I think I deleted it. We did. We haven't got Richard's rant. That's a shame.
Oh, what am I doing? Why have I got the guitar?
Richard, would you like to serenade us with a song?
What would you like to hear?
What can you play?
At this stage in the evening, it's very much open to interpretation.
Let's see.
Would you like a love song? I mean, what?
As we know that our favourite other people that we go on. Why don't you dedicate a song to the Tricky Girls tonight?
Oh, Stairway to Heaven.
Oh God, no. Katie says, "Can you play Freebird?"
Hang on, I'll get my trombone.
I mean, that's quite a...
Can we have Faith of the Heart?
Faith of the Heart. Do you know what? I've never tried. Sod it. I'm drunk enough. It's Russell Watson, isn't it? Hang on. Let me find the chords.
Russell Watson lives about 5 miles from me, actually, in the middle of the Cheshire Triangle.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Yeah. Okay. Faith of the... Faith of the Heart. Yes. Right. Okay. Russell Watson. Faith of the Heart.
I used to play it when Richard ranted.
Oh, God, it's in a D. Right. Okay.
Maybe we have some practice for Faith of the Heart.
We're all going to have to sing in with this.
Oh, no.
Well, it's been a long road. Oh,
Getting from there to here.
It's been a long time. But my
time is finally
here. And I will keep this dream alive. Oh, I will touch the sky. They're not gonna hold me back no more. Not gonna change my mind. But I got faith of the heart. I'm going where my mind will take me. I have faith to believe. Oh, God, it's awful, isn't it? Isn't it the most awful song?
I know how we can fix it.
It really is. It's absolutely terrible. It's not the worst song ever.
Katie says, "Is the squeaky dog going to do vocals?"
He did do vocals. Weren't you paying any attention?
It's not a squeaky dog either.
Sweep.
Hang on, let's bring him back.
Graham says there's a local karaoke singer in Greenock that sings it. He's amazing. Got a video in my phone. Right. Anyway, that is your lot for this week. So thank you so much for watching. It has been a sort of Star Trek show. There's been lots to talk about. Thank you for coming on every week. It really does mean a lot. And I just want to say, before we disappear, a very special thank you to someone who reminded me this week that sometimes life can be a bit weird and wonderful. It's just how you get on with it is what counts. So on that note, speak to you all later. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, world.